Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. So it's been a really good day here. I just felt very happy, a very happy mood, very bubbly and cheerful. And yeah, I'm just super happy for like everything right now. Very grateful. And I was crocheting and I was just really enjoying what I was doing. I was kind of going through a little bit of a low patch for a couple days, and I kind of not really even work throughout like those things, but I'm kind of trying to have a different perspective on those same problems. So I think that's helping, and I just woke up feeling optimistic today. So yeah, hopefully I can share some of that with you guys. But I did finish a couple projects and I'm super excited to share these with you guys. I have 2 finished objects. Well, actually I could show you 4, but you've seen 2 of them already. So I'll start with those, the ones that weren't even gonna make it in this video today. Here's the finished jellyfish that I showed in the last video, I think. But they just had an end that needed to be weaved in, so that's that. They're good now. The finished objects that I was actually going to show you guys today for this video are the next 2. So I love this mushroom pattern that I came up with, and it's so much fun to make. And I want to make mushrooms in like every single color. But of course, I remade one in a color that I had made previously. But this one just seemed to be so popular and I really enjoyed it. I loved looking at it. I don't have the original one anymore, so I might keep this one. I don't know yet. I just really love the shape of this mushroom. So I use Craft Smart yarn for both of these colors. The pink is Craft Smart pink and this is beige. And then these are Red Heart Super Saver in white. I really enjoy making this pattern. I feel like I can make this amigurumi when I'm like when I want to crochet but not pay too much attention to what I'm working on. I think this is a perfect pattern for that. So if I'm like watching TV or something like that, watching a movie, this is a perfect pattern for that. So yeah, I really enjoy this mushroom pattern, and I see a couple more mushrooms in the future. I don't have any that I'm working on currently, but I could definitely see myself making more of these in the near future. This is the 5th one, I believe, that I've made so far, and many more to come. You can actually put a base as well because it's pretty flat at the bottom, and you work in the back loop, I believe, also to keep it flat. So you can use canvas at the bottom of that if you want to keep it flat. And if you wanted to keep this part flat as well, you could use canvas there also, but I kind of like it a little more round because I think mushrooms do that. They're kind of round at the bottom. So the next finished object is one that I'm super excited for. I was watching Caroline for the Love of Crochet and Sewing. I think she changed it to the Love of Crochet and Sewing. But Caroline's channel will be linked in the description box below. Be sure to check her out. She's so creative and I love watching all her bunnies that she's been making, all her videos. She's really inspirational and I absolutely love her channel and her. So be sure to check her out if you, for some reason, you haven't yet. She showed that she was working on a rhinoceros pattern and she didn't have enough yarn to finish it. And it's so funny because the way oh my gosh, the way she showed the rhinoceros, it wasn't stuffed yet. So I saw the rhinoceros like partially done and I thought, you know what, I want to make that. I want to make a rhinoceros too. So I got this idea from her, her channel, and yeah, mine came out a lot bigger than hers. I did use worsted weight yarn and again a 5mm hook. This is a Red Heart. I'm not sure what the name. I used to have it right here, but I had a second one thankfully because the first one wasn't enough. I think I made a bat from my last pattern was a bat pattern and I made one out of this color. If I hadn't made a bat with the yarn, I think a whole skein would have been just enough for this, but because I had already started it, I had to start on a second skein. So luckily I still had that. But this came out a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be, especially because I saw it on her channel. But she was working with cotton yarn, so it's a lot smaller. But he's so cute. I really, really like him. I guess it's supposed to be a girl because you're supposed to put this flower on it. And I'm trying to decide if I should put it on or not. I really like it without, but it's so cute with it on as well. I really like this pattern. The only thing that I would say caught me off guard, caught me by surprise, the head and the body. For some reason, I made the assumption it was gonna be one piece. It's actually two, so you have to sew on this big head onto the body. So it's quite a bit of sewing because you have to do the 4 legs, the head onto the body. You have to sew 2 ears and 2 horns. So there's a bit of sewing in there, and then a tail. I didn't end up doing the tail, but you have to make and sew the tail on as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. But it's really fun. It did take me, because I was expecting, you know, a smaller, way smaller rhino. Maybe the size of the head is what I was expecting, but it took me a lot longer to make. This took me like an entire day and a half to crochet, but I really enjoyed it and I'm glad I finished it. It was a paid for pattern on Etsy. I think it was almost $5, so I kind of want to make a couple more. Especially when I use paid for patterns, I like to make quite a few of, or not quite a few, but a few of them to just make different colors of them. And yeah, I feel like that, especially when it's a paid for pattern, because it's brand new to my pattern stash now. I kind of want to make a couple different ones, so I'm thinking maybe like this darker purple. I think darker colors would be perfect for rhinos. Of course, you can make them in light colors or variegated as well, but maybe I can use some of my darker yarns for this. Yeah, it was a really cool pattern. I also, though, when I was making this, I recorded a quick little video when I had just the head on the body and maybe the legs were on it. At that point, I thought, oh my gosh, this does not look like a hippo. A rhino, it looks like a hippo. And I was pretty discouraged at that point, but I thought, you know, I have all the pieces worked up. I'm just gonna finish sewing everything on, dedicate like another 30 to 45 minutes of sewing. And I'm glad I did that, because once you put the horns on, it all comes together. Without the horns, it looks off. It looks like a wannabe hippo, but with the horns, it's perfect again. So that is my new amigurumi, my hippo. So yeah, I had those 2 finished objects, and I think I'm gonna start a penguin. I have some plans. I did recently purchase a penguin pattern, so I'm trying to decide if I should make the one that I purchased or this other pattern that I've had it in my laptop for a long time, and I don't know if it was a free or a paid for pattern. It might have been a paid for pattern though. But anyways, I'm trying to decide right now between 2 penguins, and I think it would be really fun. So either way, I don't know if I should make a penguin that is more of like a regular penguin colors, like gray, black, that color scheme, or should I make like a different color penguin, like bright pink or teal or something different like that. I'm trying to decide these things. But I will keep you guys updated for sure. I think the next project is going to be a penguin, but we'll see, because I mean, that's what I was thinking when I was working on this. I thought I'm going to work on a penguin next. So I think I'm going to go with that. And then as I work on my penguin, I'll try to think of what the next project would be. But both penguins, I think they're kind of big. So we'll see. Maybe after I make one of those, I'll probably go back to a smaller amigurumi, because I've made kind of big amigurumis lately. And like I said, both penguins patterns that I'm looking at are bigger penguins. So yeah, that's the possible next project. But thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!